All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Autonomy podcast. And today I am welcomed by my dear client, Mitali. How are you, Mitali?
Doing well, Judy. How are
It's
you?
great to have you today on one of those podcasts.
Thank you.
Awesome. And I know, you're doing this on a Friday, so really appreciate you time to do it.
Yeah, thank you, Judy. Pleasure is mine.
Absolutely, Mitali. Tell me a bit about how your journey has been so far, Mitali. I was really excited to get you on one of these calls to see how you're doing as well and to share your experience as well with other clients and also for somebody who is just starting their journey. So how do you feel so far over the past few months?
So my journey has been really great so far, I would say. There were days where I will not be able to push, but all thanks to you. Thanks for all your guidance. It's been good so far. I think it's all patience and persistence. Yeah, that's all I can say to start with.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's lovely to hear. And what I was intrigued as well with your journey is that we have lost this much weight without weighing single amount of foods, just doing the portion control and being vigilant about what to put on our plate and how much to put on our plate. How did you feel that went for you?
Actually, you know what, just to be very honest, I'm a busy mom of two. I have two young kids, and then I have a full-time job with traveling. So I wanted something which is more sustainable for me rather than more complex. So the journey has been really good, the sustainable eating and your guidance, and of course, the portion control.
Absolutely. It's very important to have that in our lives because now you see that we're busy, we have a career, we have kids, all of these to worry about, right?
That's right.
Yeah. And then on top of it, to have food as well, to think about sometimes it's good to learn how to weigh things, but sometimes we need to be practical, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely, Mitali. So my next question to you would be, Mitali, what did you struggle with before joining Autonomy? What was the moment for you to decide, okay, I need to change my lifestyle, I need to be losing that weight, I need to be doing something?
What triggered me was unhealthy eating habits. So that was one thing. Then also I was seeing the weight gain and I wanted to get rid of that. I did have the motivation, needed some kind of assistance, some kind of guidance. So that was the point where I was like, you know what, I can do it. I just have to get started. So that was the time I was like, rid of these unhealthy habits and need to be more consistent, need to be more focused.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
totally understand that. That's really great motivation to have as well as finding that right guidance and right push as well to be able to get on track, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. What did you feel like you struggled with before eating as well? What are the areas you felt struggled with in your nutrition, in your lifestyle, in your habits, or exercise?
I would say in terms of my eating habits, that was one of the area which I kind of struggled. I didn't have any idea about the portion control. I didn't have any idea about the one plate rule, which I learned from you, how to divide in three sections, like your fiber, your protein, your carbs. For me, it was more like eating more carbs, and I was not aware about the fiber and the protein and all that stuff. So that was one of the area where I struggled a lot. But after joining Autonomy, I, kind of got more educated. So how to work on your portion size and your meal plan. So that was the biggest area where I got my learning from.
Absolutely. Love that. As you feel that these are knowledge that you will take with you for the rest of your life as well. It's not something you do on a diet.
Absolutely. And accountability was another area where I was struggling. So after joining Jody, as per your guidance and the team's guidance, that I got that accountability, know that I have to kind of do that one plate rule. I have to complete my steps. So it's all about small things. It's not about big things, actually. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And we'd be amazed, sometimes how with these things, we get accountable to do them, but then they become our lifestyle. And then all of a sudden, we don't need that accountability because I'm going to do it anyways.
Yeah. I agree with you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what it stems from autonomy. You are becoming self-autonomous, you're doing things by yourself, right?
Right.
Absolutely. So my next question, Mitali, would be, what were your goals before you joining Autonomy? When you wanted to decide to okay, I need to lose the weight. We all have goals that motivate us to keep pushing every day. What was yours before you joined?
My goal was to, of course, weight reduction was one thing. It was not a drastic weight drop, which I needed in this body. It was more about the healthy habits, healthy mindset, eating right. These were the things where I needed that focus.
And do you feel like you are starting to gain that knowledge and that awareness about food?
Already started, yeah.
Perfect.
Absolutely.
That's perfect. So what would the old Mitali do previously rather than this new Mitali now, preparing food for two kids and a husband? What did you feel was difference as well?
So I would say the biggest difference would be I didn't have knowledge about portion control. I was having a lot of carbs and the protein intake was really less. So that was one of the biggest learnings when I started Autonomy. So that was one of the biggest change I incorporated, I would say, in terms about the meal planning. And then, of course, getting more fiber involved. And I know we always used to go back and forth, Mitali, more salad, more salads. So these little changes helped me a lot.
Yeah, absolutely, Mitali. What would you say like the impact is on your family right now when you change
Yeah.
your habits?
Absolutely. So the biggest impact I would say, like whatever I am eating, my family is also seeing. My kids are watching me, my husband. They're all kind of motivated. They're also kind of following the same diet plan. So it's like they're also learning that, mama is putting efforts and they need to learn out of it as well.
Yeah, that's great. Do you feel like, that's also important for your kids to kind of learn these habits from early ages as we are leading as role models as well for them?
Of course, yeah. It makes a lot of difference.
Absolutely, Mitali. My question would be next to you is what do you feel like you have learned right now in this journey that you did not know about before?
Yeah, so what I learned was, as I said, it's all about small things. It's not about the big things. So I didn't know meal planning. I didn't know that how important is your everyday steps, what you take. That matters a lot. We started from somewhere around 10K steps and then gradually we pushed to 11K. Then it went to 13K a day. So all these small things like the steps, the food, the workout, all together, which makes a difference. I didn't know the importance of all these things are how important. So these were the things I learned while in this journey from past 3 months.
Absolutely, yeah, Mitali. And you can see as well like the impact of steps, like as we have sometimes when we hit the plateau, like, okay, let's do more steps. And we're like, what 2,000 steps gonna do to me? And then you do them and you see that impact, right?
It makes a lot of difference. It does actually.
And it's also sometimes I feel a mental block that we put for ourselves. For example, like with 13K steps might be, oh man, like I can't do that. But then once it gels into your system and into your lifestyle, you feel like, yeah, I can do that.
Absolutely. And now I think I can go a little higher as well. You just have to start somewhere.
Exactly. And how did you feel like you were able to manage with that? Like, because a lot of people who are asking when they start, like, for example, they do 8,000 steps and feel like, oh man, like I can never do 13,000 steps. But you started with already like high amount of steps and then you were able to actually take it also to the next level and keep pushing higher.
As you said that, excuses are in our mind. We do have a lot of potential and I do agree with you, Judy. Then I started autonomy. Before that, I was also like 7K, 8K and I'm done. I was not like kind of pushing myself. But when I got educated about how these small things matters a lot, I started from 8 to 10, 10 to 11, 11 to 13K. And then now I have that confidence that I can take it forward. The only thing was I did have the motivation, but I didn't have the correct guidance or I didn't have that kind of a push from someone. So that's what I can say at this point. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. That's fantastic to hear, Mitali. Yeah, really happy with your progress so far and really happy with having that positive attitude as well, which I really like about you as well. Is like you always positive when you do your progress photos, you're always smiling. It adds an extra layer to everything, like when we add that positivity to the things that we do, right?
Right.
Absolutely, Mitali. Okay, so my next question would be, how did you find also balancing things? Well, when we go on a diet, it's always tough to balance family, kids, going out, hanging out with clients, because like work as well, like you might be eating with clients, you might be traveling. So how were you able like to fit in all that with the strategies that we have created together?
So I would say it's a lot of juggling. It's not easy with 2 kids and traveling and full-time job. So what I do is like, of course, I try to stick to that one plate rule. And then also, if I have to eat any heavy meal, like for example, my lunch is heavy, then I have to be more careful of what I'm eating in my breakfast and how many calorie intake I'm doing at a particular day. So these are the changes now I'm aware of, like how much to eat, one plate rule, and just planning my day ahead. And of course, I do take your guidance as well that I'm going to this restaurant, here's the menu. I'm a vegetarian, right? Take your guidance as well. And you also help me, Mitali. This would be a good option. You can eat this. You can add more fiber, protein. So these are the things I would say. Without your assistance and guidance, it would have been really tough. So now I know how to do it.
Exactly. Appreciate it, Mitali. And it all comes to building that knowledge for ourselves so that we can be making those choices for ourselves too, right? Absolutely. Yeah, my next question would be as well, balancing things out and also like dealing with work. Like there's a lot of aspects that happen with diet, with nutrition as well, where there's like a specific strategy that you felt that really worked for me to help me stay on track as well. What were like strategies that helped you stay on track?
Right. So for me, as I said, like, a busy mom with work and 2 kids, strategy worked good for me is like, I'm a badminton player. So I'm continuing that. So for me, it's like a mix of cardio, strength, of course, a lot of walking is involved as well. So I do like 2 days of badminton. I do 2 days of strength training and rest of the days is like, hitting those 13K or 11K, whatever I can do, those steps. And of course, nutrition. So these are the things which I incorporate all together. And and I've been seeing the results.
Absolutely, Mitali. How do you feel right now? Like, you've lost almost like 8 to 9 pounds, which aligns with the expectations that you have set for yourself. Like, hey, I want to make this sustainable. I want to make this around my lifestyle, around my family. How do you feel right now when you play badminton or when you do those activities as well versus before you started?
So earlier, I was feeling that my energy level was low. I was getting tired quickly because of those extra pounds. So at this stage and at this point where I'm almost like around close to 122 pounds from where I started, so definitely feel high on energy. I'm not just physically satisfied, mentally also I'm very in a positive mindset. So it's not just physical, it's mental as well.
Exactly. It's all that aspects of health journey as well, like we want to tackle as well. It's not only that nutrition part, but it's also the activity, the mental aspect, water intake, sleep levels, all of that is important.
Everything.
Absolutely. And what is next for you, like Mitali? Like also when we start with something, we have like, sometimes targets that we set for ourselves, like, hey, I want to lose like these 5 pounds or something and see how it goes. So now you are at this moment right now, like, what do you feel is next for you? Like, is the next goal or target that you want to achieve?
So first of all, next thing would be, of course, more toned body. That is one thing. That the work is still in progress. And then to continue this healthy habits, right? I want to be on track now. I know what are the important aspects which is going to keep me fit for a longer run. So just to continue with what I have learned and to get better from where I am.
Absolutely. Are you meeting or have you met somebody who hasn't seen you in a long time or in a while? And how was that meeting? How did they see that Mitali versus the previous Mitali that they remember?
Means I would say I have got a lot of compliments from my parents. They live back in India, so they're really happy with my progress, and of course my friends and family too. But I would say mostly my mom. She was really happy. She was like, you look fit, you look fresher, and good job that after having so much on your plate, you're able to do it. So yeah, that was a good compliment for me.
Exactly, and that's really great to hear as well, because you can see it like on your face with the progress photos, and you can see like how you look energetic, you look fresh, and that also like debunks that myth of like, oh, I don't have time. Because like if I look at your lifestyle, like you're a mom who has 2 kids, you have a career, you go out, you travel, you cook for the family, so there's a lot of things on your plate, and you still manage to pull that out. How do you do it, Mitali?
It's just I know I can do it, and it's just I have to do it. I have to set an example for my kids and for my family that if you want something in life, there's no limit. You just need to push yourself. Nothing comes easy.
Exactly. You have to work for it. Absolutely, Mitali. Okay, so my next question would be, what did you feel like your coach added for you, strategies or as knowledge or education that you felt like, okay, these are things that I can do for a very long time. These are things like I learned now. There were like probably I had a wrong perception about before.
I would say the biggest thing, as I said, was the one plate rule. That was one thing because I was not educated enough kind of pick my food correctly. That was one thing I would say. And then also, you really helped me with that sustainable diet. And in terms of workout also, you were very lenient to kind of, Mitali, it's fine, 2 days strength training, 2 days cardio. And then, of course, you knew that I have a very busy lifestyle. So you asked me to focus more on my steps, the simple things, rather than making it more complicated or making it difficult for me. So you kind of laid out a plan which worked really well with my lifestyle and my needs.
So you feel like, it's important as well for those meal plans or diet plans to also be incorporated into our lifestyle, right?
Of course, it plays a very big role. It's all about, I would say it's 70% food, what you're putting in your body.
Yeah, it's never like meal plan fits all. Yeah, we all have like all our needs.
I never craved on anything because, I ate my favorite food. I enjoyed all the foods which I used to. It's just I was more educated to how much to eat and the portion control. So I never stopped, honestly, in the diet. I never felt like it's a diet.
So you never felt like, you were depriving yourself of anything as well.
And the day if I am like going a little overboard, I will do more steps.
Always balancing it out, right? It's all about that balance, Mitali. Then my next question would be what are 3 tips that you would give to somebody who is just starting on their journey?
So first of all, invest on your body because your body is the only place where you have to live. Things will come and go. So invest in your body as you invest in your material things. More focus should be on your body and your life. That's number 1. Second, I would say is, patience and persistence. Nothing happens in overnight. Like, you need to be very patient and you have to do the same thing again again and again, rinse and repeat again and again, then you will see that how your body kind of give those results. So that would be, I would say, the second thing. And lastly, I would say you have to just get started. You don't have to wait for the perfect time. There's no perfect time. You keep pushing things like, I will start after New Year. No, I will start in 2025, January, I'll wait. No, you don't have to wait. You just have to get started. So getting started is really something I think I would suggest to everyone if they feel a need to change their body or to transform their body. So these will be the three things I would say.
Yeah, those are absolutely fantastic. And you mentioned something very important, which is waiting for the right moment. Like there's no right moment. You just have to do it. Exactly. So I remember like you started like around time before Christmas time. So
right in November, yeah, before Thanksgiving. You're right.
Exactly. Yeah. So for somebody like, living in the States where like there was this Thanksgiving coming up and then Christmas coming up and then
Right.
New Year's.
Everything was there.
Yeah, exactly. How did you feel like you managed with those holidays as well?
Means I will just say all thanks to my coach. He was there for me to guide me. So I think I did have the motivation to do things and I was able to push myself. It was all about the guidance and then my motivation, I would say.
Absolutely. And it's always challenging sometimes to start around holidays. And that's what like, hey, I'm going to start after Thanksgiving. Oh, I'll start after New Year's. And it's always in that cycle.
Be something every time, So you just have to get started.
And then also it stems from these occasions are going to come the next year. So
right.
if you don't get that knowledge and education around how to deal with those events as well, you will always feel like, okay, what am I supposed to do when Christmas comes? What am I supposed to do when Thanksgiving comes?
No, I'm saying just at least you're more prepared. Like how to kind of indulge in your holidays also, indulge in that food. And at the same time, you do have that balance. So I would say, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Feel like you have that knowledge, get into those events like Thanksgiving, knowing what you're supposed to do, or get to Christmas, like, knowing what you're supposed to do, regardless if we celebrate it or not.
Now I have. Earlier I didn't have. But now I have. I know any day if I'm getting overboard, I know what to do next day, which I didn't have earlier.
That's perfect, Mitali. Yeah, that's great. Like, to have that balance, to know how to tackle the occasion, to know how to manage our day. Yeah, absolutely. Well, it was a pleasure to chat with you. I really enjoyed my time with you.
Likewise, Judy. Pleasure is mine. And, looking forward to this journey as we are moving forward.
Absolutely. Looking for that next phase. Now, our next goal is to get you toned, get you like really in the best shape of your life, and then getting you back on this podcast again.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Probably ready for a photo shoot, Mitali.
Yeah. Why not? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Get into that photo shoot and then send it to India. Like send it to your parents. Like, hey, this is what I achieved.
Absolutely. Yeah. Looking forward. Yeah.
Me too, Mitali. Well, it was a pleasure, and I will catch up with you soon.
Thank you, Judy.